channel. I have a whole lot of updating to do for you today. Obviously, week 34, 35, and 36 is what I will be filling you in on this video because I'm headed into my 37th week on Tuesday. There's been a whole lot happening between moving and preparing for baby, and now you're probably asking yourselves, well, haven't you been moving for a while now? Yeah, that's part of the problem is we've been going in stages, moving boxes and stuff from our apartment to our new home, but the thing with our house is that it's getting floor done and paint and closets and just a bunch of remodeling, which always takes a little bit longer than anticipated or expected. Let's get started and jump right into what baby and I have been up to for the last few weeks. So let's start with week 34. I had my fourth and final baby shower, I promise, back in week 34, and it was absolutely amazing. My two good girlfriends threw it for me and they just did an outstanding job. One of my friends is, you know, just a creative person in general. She's an actress, she knits, she paints, she probably sings and dances and, you know, can rebuild a car for all I know. But yeah, so she helped plan it. She was the official photographer for the day and did an awesome job. And then my other good girlfriend, who is actually originally from Australia, she took her company international and is in LA now, and it's called Agency Glow, and it's basically a company that does publicity, marketing, and, you know, a bunch of different events. And so, you know, it was a perfect fit for this baby shower. She had everything locked down, planned it perfectly. It was crazy because I thought our house was going to be finished when, you know, the time came for the baby shower, but that wasn't the case. And she's like, no problem, we'll just turn it into a garden party. And that's what we did, and it was awesome. The weather was great, and, you know, it just was a really fun kind of open house vibe so people could come and go, and it wasn't very traditional. We didn't do any gift opening, and in fact, none of my showers had really, you know, the traditional kind of feel for the game playing and all that stuff. The only shower that I had was with my family back home, is where we opened gifts. But other than that, yeah, none of that took place at any of my other showers. And that's just how I liked it. So anyway, and I just wanted to give a big shout out to the Honest Company because they were so awesome, and they sent me basically like a centerpiece for the entire shower, and it was one of those diaper cakes. So it had an amazing array of, I don't know what size they are, I think they're size 1 or 2 of the little baby diapers for a boy. And then the cool thing about those diaper cakes is that they have like stuff in the middle. So they have all of the, you know, there's different creams, and they have the hand sanitizer, I think they have some wipes. They just have an array of, you know, of their different products that they provide for baby and for parents. So that's just an added bonus. So if you're thinking of getting a cool gift for a baby shower, that's even a great gift to give. I will have Honest linked down below in case you want to check out their website. They do kind of a bundle deal, and you can get, you know, products sent to you straight to your doorstep, just, you know, by a click of a button, monthly, and they have great prices and just an overall amazing company. So again, thank you, Honest Company, and I really appreciate you sending me that diaper cake, as well as they sent these really cool travel-sized healing balms and hand sanitizers, the spray hand sanitizers that smell like vanilla. They're awesome. They sent a bunch of those to give to my guests, so they had these little party favors, and that was a really fun extra treat, so thanks again. So if you follow me on Instagram, then you saw a picture of me at my baby shower with my feet up and wearing slippers and just chilling on a couch. Well, that's exactly how I ended up halfway through my baby shower, because a few days before, actually, yeah, on Friday I had started to develop a little bit of, I wouldn't call it full-blown edema at that point, but it was getting there, and I had swollen feet and ankles. So edema equals cankles, y'all, and I know you're jealous, but you don't want cankles. They are like the worst thing to get, especially, you know, just being pregnant with all that extra water weight. I get it, there's, you know, retention, and it's all going down because of gravity. But in LA too, starting I think on Friday, it was just we had a heat wave, and it was so hot, and that just adds to it. So I, needless to say, was pretty miserable with my little sausage toes, and now I have to come to the realization that for the rest of my pregnancy I will most likely have Shrek feet. So it kind of is what it is, comes with the territory. If you're pregnant and you haven't, you know, gone through it, gosh, good, you know, that's amazing for you because it's just not fun. So I will get to some of the ways I've been treating it. So one of the ways is obviously stay hydrated. That's what they're gonna tell you from day one if you talk to your doctor about it, which I have been since my dehydration episode in week 31. I don't mess around with not drinking water. So I definitely stay hydrated, and then they'll tell you, well, stay off of your feet. Well, that's great and dandy and sounds fabulous. It's a lot harder to do than you would think. And I'm sure those of you that have had to go on bed rest and stuff say that the same thing. Like, you know, you hear, oh, I had to be put on bed rest. How amazing, you get to like watch movies and read and do nothing and stay in bed all day. Well, I'm sure it becomes very difficult because you get bored and you just can't accomplish all the things that you want to do, especially in the nesting phase. And that's kind of like the same thing where there's so much going on right now, and I was still working on the Dr. Drew show. I am in the midst of moving. I'm trying to get all the baby stuff organized. Sending out thank you notes has become overwhelming. I'm trying to knock that out. And just doing everyday things, you're on your feet. I mean, I walk, so how can I not have these symptoms occur if I'm not just sitting on my butt all day? So it's just been kind of hard to really combat it. But I've tried to rest after I do some certain tasks. I will take a break. And then I was really interested in essential oil. So I wanted to utilize essential oils during my labor anyway, you know, with a diffuser or just, you know, on pressure points or just overall like to get the senses going with lavender, and that was pretty much the only one that I really thought I would need because of, you know, the relaxation element of it. But I have a friend who lives near me who actually, it's so funny, I used to teach her in Pure Barre a long time ago, and we ran into each other at the same nail salon, and we were like, how do we know each other? We reconnected because she's actually due the end of September, so we're about a month apart, and getting to talk to her, she's like, my husband is in the healing arts, and he is all about essential oils, and I was like, oh my god, I need to talk to him. So in the midst of my edema fit, I went, and the only reason I knew it was edema was because Dr. Drew, one day I went to the show and he was like, oh, whoa, hey ankles, you have edema. And he pressed his thumb into my ankle, and if it stays, then it's definitely edema. Anyway, he was like, that's not good, but it's not horrible either. Anyway, sidetrack, and going back to the essential oils. So I went and visited him, and he told me all about what could help, what he thought, you know, was the whole point of essential oils. And he basically sells a brand called DoTerra, and I'll have a link below to my personal website, because once you purchase DoTerra, you kind of are in the system and you can become somebody that sells it yourself, which if you're interested, just hit me up and let me know. I can tell you more about it. But I just wanted it for, you know, the pure use of it for myself. But after learning about it, you know, it's going to be really beneficial, not only pre-labor, but also for after. You can also ingest these oils because they're food certified, they're food grade essential oils. Now, not all of them obviously you can eat, but a lot of them you can put in water and hydrate yourself that way. So the mixture that I've been using that I've found has been really helpful for my cankles has been lemongrass oil, lavender, an oil called cypress, and then sometimes I will add a little bit of like this deep blue, it's called, and it's kind of like a Bengay smell. It's like very mentholatum-ish, but it just penetrates so well, and and it just, you know, makes all the difference, especially on sore muscles. But at nighttime for my feet, I just love it. And then you either mix it, you know, with a grapeseed oil or some concentrate of oil, and I use unrefined coconut oil, and I just slather it on the bottom of my feet, on the tops of my feet, in between my toes, up to my knee, and that has just been really, really nice to add to kind of the routine at night to help with the decompressing of the swelling, I guess. I don't even know the right terms for it, but so on top of that, I will take a shower, and because I can't really take hot baths, and I like to take really hot baths, so I will just plug up the shower, as I'm washing my hair and stuff, let it fill up a little bit, and I'll put Epsom salts in it while it's doing that, and my feet will be underwater while I take the remaining part of my shower. So my ankles are getting, you know, Epsom salt therapy, and that really has helped. So when I get out, that's when I do the essential oils. And then the kicker are these babies. Like, let's head to CVS and get you some compression socks. And I'm like, oh, there's no way they're gonna work. Well, after the Epsom salt therapy, getting those ankles and cankles and piggy feet soaked in essential oils, I put on the compression socks, and it really does help it. I take them off before I go to bed, and then you know, the next morning everything is pretty much back to normal. I wouldn't say back to full normal, but I can actually see an ankle bone at that point. So I definitely think these things are helping. Again, if you have any questions about the essential oils, I can't wait to get more into it, and I will talk about more of what I'm going to be using while I'm in labor. But if you have any questions about that, just leave it in the comments, and I will make sure to get you some more info. So this leads to week 35 and 36. I'm now seeing my doctor pretty regularly. Now it's on a weekly basis for the next 3 appointments. But not only am I seeing my doctor, but as I've spoken a little bit about kind of my process of trying to go natural with this birth, I have an amazing doula. She's actually my yoga teacher as well. But she and I have met a couple times. Once, a couple weeks ago, we just met, her and I, and then my husband met the last time. And it's just great. She gives you so much information. We talk through the process of what we can expect, what our goals are, really how she's going to help me and my husband, you know, in preterm, I guess, not preterm, but in pre-labor basically, because my goal is to stay at home as long as I possibly can and then get to the hospital. So yeah, so her and I met, and it was great, and I feel reassured that I can do this. It's like empowering. And some of you may think I'm crazy and I've chosen a different path, and if epidural is the way you want to go right off the bat, or elective C-section, whatever floats your boat is your boat, and I'm paddling my own, and that's just kind of what we are going with. And it was just really cool. It was, you know, talking about the different stages of birth and how long we can expect to be at each stage, and then the 4 kind of components that will set you into labor. Now, I just thought that if your water breaks, like, and everybody's water just breaks, and that's how you know you're going into labor. Well, I guess it's not necessarily true, and it's actually better if your water doesn't break initially, because if your water breaks, then that just means your contractions are going to be that much stronger, closer together, fiercer, and labor is going to be much quicker, which it could be good, but then again, the pain is just elevated. So yeah, so there's just so many different things that have to kind of match up when you go into labor, and to make this baby want to come out. So yeah, I'm just excited to kind of go on that journey with her, and she's been really helpful with my husband, who isn't so great in hospital settings and may or may not be afraid of blood. Not afraid of it, but just, you know, might pass out if he sees it. No big deal. But yeah, so she's been great, and we had our final meeting where we went over some birth plan stuff. So birth plan, I had written one a long time ago, and I think I linked it in one of my vlogs, which I did on the earthmamababyangel.com site. I think that's what it was. And that was a good, you know, head start. But after talking to my doula, she was like, yeah, add all those components into your birth plan, but just make it 1 page. Like, you don't need to have this like journal things. You're gonna see, you know, 3 or 4 probably nurses. Well, hopefully just like 1 or 2, but maybe even 3 nurses will be on rotation during your labor, and you don't want them to have to like flip through this whole big journal of a birth plan. So make it 1 page, make it personable, add a picture of you and your husband, and yeah, just make it very, very simple and clear. And go over it with your doctor, have her sign it before, you know, you head into labor. And it pretty much just talks about my goals, and how the nurses and everybody surrounding me during this time can help me achieve my goals. And obviously the ultimate is to stay natural without any medication. Yeah, and then she also gave a really great tip for those of you having babies soon, is to bring some sort of like care package or like basket or something full of healthy snacks and things for the nurses. So when you go into labor and you head to the hospital, you'll go into triage and they'll test you and see if you're actually going into labor or whatnot. But after that, you'll head into your room, and that's where you'll meet your first call nurse or change nurse or whatever they call it. And that's who you give these snacks to, basically. And I'm just going to include some healthy stuff because she said that these nurses are living off of, you know, on a 12-hour shift. If they don't bring their own food, then they're going to the vending machine, and they just like to have healthy stuff. And it just kind of is an open door, like welcome mat, like, hey, I'm Renee, I'm having a baby, please take care of me, and here's some food kind of thing. So I'm just gonna do oranges and apples. I'm gonna get those little pre-made mixed nut packs from Trader Joe's. I'm gonna include some gum, some chapstick, chocolate covered almonds or something kind of like sweet, and maybe some sort of like pretzel-ish, I don't know, other kind of snacky thing. Yeah, and so I'm gonna bring that, and I thought that was a really great tip that I didn't really know about. So if you want to use that, let me know how it goes over with your nurses when you go into labor. So let's jump to week 36. So I had another doctor's appointment, and now I'm going weekly. So at this appointment, she did another ultrasound. Everything looks good. His head is down. She took a bunch of measurements, and he is measuring approximately 6 pounds, 14 ounces. But again, a lot of you told me on Instagram, like, it can fluctuate. It's not super accurate. She did take the circumference of his head, and he's measuring at, or I guess the diameter, he's measuring at 14 centimeters. So who knows? But anyway, he looks good, his heartbeat's great, and she said I have a lot of fluid. So that's why I look so big, and I'm like really round, and it looks like a ginormous basketball. And it's pretty firm all the time. It's because I have a lot of water. So that's good. It's not always a great sign if you have an excess of water, but she said I'm totally fine. And so yeah, so I have another appointment next week at 37 weeks, and that is considered full term. So he could arrive anytime between 37 and 42 weeks. The only thing that was a bummer was I had to do another fasting glucose. Ugh. So I didn't really follow up with my last orders from my previous fasting glucose. So as you guys know, I went in for the hour, failed, had to do the 3 hour. I think the only part of that 3 hour was my initial fasting glucose was like 1 or 2 points over. So I had to do another fasting glucose, and that came back normal. So because one wasn't normal and one was, I shouldn't say normal, but within the range that they like to see, she had ordered, the diabetic specialist had ordered me another fasting glucose that following week. Well, I don't have time for that. I can't fast all the time, and it was just something I didn't want to do. And in my mind, I was like, well, one came back fine, so it's totally okay. Well, she had written it into my chart, so my doctor was like, we're ordering you another fasting glucose, just do it tomorrow. Ugh. So I did it just to be a good little patient, and it actually came back low. Came back, I think the normal range was like 70 to 99, and now I was at 62. So I don't know. I haven't heard anything from them regarding that, but I will find out at my next doctor's appointment, and hopefully everything's okay. But hopefully I don't have to do any more fasting freaking glucose tests. Ugh. And last but not least, I had my car seat installed by this amazing specialist. He wears this like shirt that says CSI, car seat inspector or something like that. He has an amazing business. He's, you know, certified through all the websites and stuff, and he comes to your house and he asks, you know, previously for your make and model of your car and what car seat you have. So he goes through this extensive process, and it's really cool because you're learning, and then he's kind of testing you, and then he actually installs the car seat, and you're good to go. Because they suggest, you know, after 36 weeks, getting into your 37th week, you should probably have the car seat all arranged. I did that, and it's really exciting. Like, I have the base in my car now, and I turn around and I'm like, oh my god, there's gonna be a car seat with baby in there soon, and it's so surreal. But I will have that information linked to if you're in the Los Angeles area. He's a really great guy, and he comes like full on, like serious in training session, wants to educate you on all things car seats, and I really enjoyed the whole process actually. I guess the next step going into my 37th week is to pack all of our hospital bags. So I'm going to be packing my hospital bag, my husband's, and a couple things for baby, but that's just like the going home outfit and stuff like that, because I'm thinking that they'll just have everything at the hospital for him. But that's going into 37 weeks, so want to try to be prepared as much as possible for that. It's pretty difficult right now because I can't even find my diaper bag that I had received. Everything baby is stored in our new house because in our garage we have this like crazy cabinetry filing system storage area that everything has just been placed in there, and there's no real order to it. I kind of know where things are placed, but I can't find that, so can't pack that yet. All of my stuff that I will be living out of for the next 7 days before, you know, we move out in 7 days is in a suitcase. Everything else is packed away. So it's just crazy right now that I'm thinking about stuff that I should be bringing to the hospital, but I have no idea where it is until we can actually move. So yeah, hopefully I can get a video up for you guys on what exactly I'm bringing to the hospital. I'm looking forward to being full term with this little guy, and hopefully he just starts getting chunkier and chunkier in there and can hold off a few more weeks, because hopefully we don't bring him home to a hotel where we'll be living for like a week. It's all crazy, I know. You guys are gonna just go off in the comments like, this is so insane. Of course we're doing everything at once, you know, remodeling a house, moving, and having a baby. Like, who wouldn't do that? It's totally normal, right? So that is what's up with me. Again, everything is all good here, and I just again thank you guys so much for watching and coming along this crazy journey with me and being supportive and asking questions. And again, follow me on social media where you can keep up with the baby bump pictures, and I will definitely be updating my Instagram as well as Twitter and Facebook when baby comes. So if you want to know, that's where you can find out, and all of that will be linked in the description below. So again, have a great week, and I will see you guys in my next video.